My woman, if you're reading this message, know that it wasn't written lightly. Every word has been chosen from the chambers of my soul, where truth and vulnerability hide from the world but not from you. This message is temporary, yes, but what I feel for you is eternal. I've locked these words in time, wrapped them in fire, and sent them your way knowing they may vanish, but not before you see me fully. My heart has held back 1,000 times, but not today. Today, I'm giving it all, even if it burns. This message will self-destruct in 24 hours, but you, my queen, you will remain etched inside me forever. From the moment you walked into my story, my world unraveled in the most beautiful way. You didn't just arrive, you stormed through the guarded walls of my silence, and without asking for permission, you claimed your place. The palace may have secrets, but the deepest one is you. Do they know you are the pulse behind my poetry? That the rhythm of your breath is why I write. This message is fragile, like a confession whispered between heartbeats. If it disappears, let it disappear knowing that even in its ashes, you'll still hear the echo of my voice saying, "My woman, you are everything." If I had only one night left to breathe, I'd spend it writing your name across the sky. Not with ink, but with stars. Not with paper, but with the desert wind. You deserve a kind of love that dares to exist loudly, even when no one understands it. This is not just love, this is devotion. I have tasted freedom, power, and silence, but nothing compares to the flavor of your presence. This message will vanish, but the truth inside it? That lives in the lines of every poem I've never published, in the glances I stole when the world wasn't looking. We are caught in a game only fate understands, a dance between presence and secrecy. I could make a public announcement, have the world know your name, build statues in your honor, but some things are too sacred for exposure. This message will self-destruct because not everything meant for you is meant for them. You deserve a love that is just ours. A love untouched by noise. So I give you this, raw, unfiltered, and temporary, like the moon's reflection on water. Look quickly, my love, the truth is staring right back at you. My woman, I have tried to forget you, to bury your memory beneath obligations and tradition. But you? You're not a name I can erase. You're carved into my skin, like poetry etched in fire. Your laughter has become the chorus in my silence, your tears the prayer in my solitude. Even if I never speak again, the world would still know I loved you, just by the way I move, just by the way my eyes hesitate when someone mentions beauty. This message will disappear, but what it holds cannot be destroyed. You always ask why I look at you like you're magic. It's because you are. You are the calm in my storm and the storm in my calm. I see kingdoms when I look at you. I see the rise and fall of every emotion I've ever feared. I see the woman who made a man like me believe again. And though this message is not meant to last, though it will erase itself like the tide upon sand, let it remind you of one thing. I chose you, I always choose you. There are nights I've whispered your name into the emptiness, hoping the wind might carry it back to you. I imagine you hearing it, turning your head with that familiar softness in your eyes. I want to believe you feel me when I think of you. That even silence cannot keep us apart. This message may not last, but in the time it exists, know that my soul has stepped out of its royal armor to tell you, I am yours. Entirely. Recklessly. Eternally. Sometimes I wonder if you understand the power you hold over me. Not the kind that weakens, but the kind that awakens. You remind me I am more than my title. You remind me I am a man with a heart that beats wild, especially when you're near. I wrote this message with trembling hands, knowing it will soon vanish. But don't mourn its end, celebrate that for one stolen moment, I told you everything I've been hiding behind poetry and protocol. The world will not see this. And maybe that's the beauty of it. This is just for you. This is our truth in its most naked form. And though it might disappear like morning mist, it lives while it's red. This is the part of me no one gets to witness, the part that aches for you in silence, that waits in rooms where your perfume once lingered. The part that smiles at your name when no one is watching. My woman, this message is fleeting, but what it reveals is not. There is a secret I've been dying to say. You are the reason I still believe in softness. Not weakness, softness. That rare and delicate force that can tame even the wildest soul. You didn't demand my love, You inspired it. I could live lifetimes and never find another moment quite like this, where my truth spills freely onto a page meant only for you. This message, though temporary, holds more permanence than any public vow I've made. Time is ticking. Soon, these words will be gone, leaving no trace behind. But before they disappear, let them kiss your soul. Let them remind you that even when the world demands silence, I will find a way to say your name. Even when duty asks me to forget, I will remember. And even when this message self-destructs, the truth in it will never fade. You are my secret miracle, my silent thunder, my unnamed forever. My woman, don't ever doubt that. So when this message fades into the void, let it become a part of you. Let it ignite the fire I've always seen behind your calm eyes. If one day you ever doubt this love, remember this fleeting confession, and know that it was real, it was mine, and it was yours. This message will self-destruct in 24 hours. But my love? The clock continues its quiet march, each tick a reminder that these sentences, like a lone flame in the desert wind, are living on borrowed time. Still, I pour them out because I cannot let the night end without gifting you another piece of my heartbeat. If these words are sparks, let them drift into your darkness and illuminate every doubt that ever threatened your beautiful mind. I want you to feel the unsteady pulse beneath my calm exterior. Know that every calculated breath I take is secretly shaped around the thought of you. When daylight arrives and this message dissolves into dust, remember the tremor in my voice and the fever in my pen, proof that restraint has lost its battle tonight. I confess, the peril of confession excites me. Revealing my soul to you feels like writing on parchment made of smoke. The ink glows only for the briefest moment before it blends back into oblivion. But there is power in that fragility, isn't there? The knowledge that everything can vanish presses each syllable deeper into memory. So, take these words the way one would cup water in their hands, impossible to keep forever, yet life-giving while it lasts. In 24 hours, the water may slip through your fingers, but you will still feel the chill on your skin, the proof that it once existed. Do you sense the universe conspiring with us? How else can I explain that the moon tonight looks like a hurried sketch of your smile, unfinished yet overwhelmingly beautiful? My thoughts wander to the corridors where we first crossed paths in silence, two storms recognizing each other behind courteous nods. From that spark was born an electricity that no protocol could dull. Now every chandelier in the palace dims in comparison to the light you bring when you enter a room. They can extinguish this letter, but they cannot dim your radiance or the way it commandeers my veins. I have hidden many truths beneath layers of polished composure, but you, my woman, are the one secret I can no longer keep. Sometimes I imagine shouting your name from the tallest minaret, letting the echo ricochet against history itself. Then I remember the sanctity of whispers, how they curl around the heart in ways that applause never could. So I choose this fragile, temporary parchment instead, trusting that its fleeting nature will safeguard the sacredness of my vow. Even when it disappears, the vow lingers unspoken on the edge of every breath I draw. Last night, a sandstorm raged outside my window, yet inside I felt only calm. Why? Because I closed my eyes and pictured your hands, steady, brave, warm. I know storms can be loud, but the silence between our intertwined fingers is louder still. I could have stepped outside, faced the fury head-on, but I stayed because I realized I already had everything I needed within the memory of your touch. Let this message be that same touch, brushing against your skin even as the wind tries to erase its trace. There are no walls high enough to cage a feeling born to roam the horizon. And though duty wraps around me like royal silk, your love cuts through with the precision of moonlight. I find myself slipping out from beneath tradition's heavy cloak just to stand barefooted in the sands of our private destiny. Perhaps that is reckless. Perhaps it is salvation. Either way, I welcome the sting of risk when it is carried on the promise of you. Press these lines to your heart now. Tomorrow they will be gone, but your pulse will still echo their rhythm. If you could step into my mind for a single instant, you would see endless halls of mirrors, each reflecting a different version of us. Laughing on balconies, sharing quiet dawns, mending each other's fractures with silent understanding. Some call it fantasy. I call it prophecy waiting for courage to arrive. And courage, my love, has never shone brighter than it does in the glow of your faith in me. Though these sentences have an expiration date, the vision they paint will never fade in the gallery of my dreams. Remember the rose I left on your doorstep, petals dusted with desert sand? It was a scroll in disguise, each petal holding a syllable of every, I need you. I was too cautious to speak aloud. By sunrise, the petals had scattered, yet their scent lingered on your shawl, haunting, tender, undeniable. These paragraphs are those petals reborn. Once they scatter, you will still carry their fragrance in the folds of your memory. Lean closer now. Breathe them in before they drift on the next gust of time. Some nights, the palace halls stretch endlessly, echoing with footsteps that belong to neither guard nor guest but to ghosts of a future I crave. In those echoes, I hear your laughter, bright and fearless, cleansing the marble of its chill. How strange that I find warmth not in roaring fireplaces but in the unseen possibility of you at my side. This warmth defies the approaching dawn and the scheduled demise of these words. Let it dwell within you, ungoverned by clocks, unbothered by the ash that soon will replace this confession. If the scholars of tomorrow ever sift through the ashes of my reign, they might discover traces of this hidden script, unofficial, unrecorded, yet more sovereign than any decree. They will wonder who inspired such urgency in their ruler, whose name caused his pen to quake. They may never find the answer. That privilege belongs to you alone. Carry it like a crown wrought from stardust, a crown that cannot be photographed, only felt, glowing invisibly above your head every time you remember I called you mine. I offer you this final fragment, knowing it must soon vanish. You are not my weakness. You are the reason I wield my strength with purpose. Before you, power was a silent room. Now it is an orchestra tuned to your heartbeat. If tomorrow strips me of titles and memories, let it leave one relic behind. The echo of your name intertwined with mine in the quiet before sleep. That echo has no physical form, so it cannot be destroyed. It will hide between seconds, slipping past the moment this letter turns to embers. And so, my woman, the sands in our hourglass are nearly spent. Soon, these sentences will crumble into the void, as if swallowed by the same night that once hid our stolen glances. But before it does, hear this. Every breath I take beyond these words is a continuation of them, handwritten across the canvas of my life where no flame can reach. When the final grain falls and silence tries to claim us, close your eyes and you will still feel the weight of my unspoken promise, enduring, defiant.